with Bitcoin's annual price about to close at its highest level in history, and the Bitcoin ETF right around the corner, everything seems like it's amazing. Everything is going up. Everything is great, right? Well, we're the Pleb Underground, and we're here to remind you that the scammers and the grifters do not take a break. They don't just sit there and say, oh, it's a Bitcoin bull market, everything is fine, we're just going to go away for a little while. No, they're here, and they're up to their old tricks, as always. Shout out to Nico Nixonot for tagging us in this thread. Let's dive into it. What the fucking fuck am I looking at here? What the fuck is preloadedwallets.com? So I didn't even look at the picture. All it said was preloadedwallets.com, and right away I'm like, nope, that's a scam. I don't even care about the rest, but it's okay. We're gonna indulge this. Take a look at this. Okay, so all he was trying to do was help a friend out. Okay, and a friend received this wallet, and of course, on Twitter, context is often lost. So many people were like, you got scammed. It's like, he's just trying to help somebody out. Okay. He's just trying to help somebody out. Anyways, let's take a look at this, because this is really, really creepy. And honestly, I'm not even really sure if this person actually ordered it from here. Anyways, essentially, okay, one of Psychotrain's friends received one of these ledgers, okay, that was supposedly brand new. It came in the shrink wrap, okay, and and supposedly it came preloaded with tokens. So I'm just gonna say it straight up, right? Nobody is gonna sell you a piece of hardware preloaded with tokens like that. That's your first red flag, right? That is the first red flag. The next red flag, Psychotrain shows us a picture of the wallet itself, okay? And I got to tell you, being obsessed with mint condition items and all of this stuff, yeah, of course, I wrote back and I was like, man, you got to take a look at the finger crud over here. So number one, you've got these smudgings here. And I know someone could sit there and say, well, it's sometimes in the manufacturing process. I get it. But if you've ordered enough hardware wallets by now, you know that in most cases, there's a tiny little film of plastic to prevent any type of smudging like that to occur. So pretty much the only person that could or would smudge it is the first person who took off that little plastic. So right away, we know, in my eyes, someone else has touched it. And for me, this weird finger crud that's around here, this is gross. So somebody was sweating all over this thing. He's like, I'm gonna scam so hard, and he's just sweating. Anyways, okay. Anyway, so people obviously, Psychotrain did the right thing. He posted this on Twitter, and immediately the Bitcoiners came back with all their theories of how this was a scam. But I do want to point out, I think the best response here was from Nancy E. Biddle, and who found this Medium article, okay? And we're going to dive into it right away. How preloaded wallets make cryptocurrency easy and safe for everyone. Now, I just want to point out that the author of this article is also the founder of Preloaded Wallets. And if we go back here, we can see Justin Farber. So I want you guys to just keep in mind, right? This was from 2017. We're in 2023. So this is 5 years later. Spoiler alert, preloadedwallets.com does not exist. Okay, it's a website that does not exist. But that doesn't mean that people aren't going to keep trying to scam you with the same old grift. Before deciding to invest, there are endless hours of potential research to conduct on various coins to determine their legitimacy. Right, this was part of the 2017 grift, right? See, Bitcoin is an old technology. Now there's this new technology that's going to come along, and Bitcoin's going to have to hand over the reins to the new crypto. You know what? I'm laughing about it now. I fell for that shit in 2017. Fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. I was like, it's true. New tech is going to be better. Anyways, obviously I was wrong. So when corners are cut, investors can fall victim to scams like Bitcoin Diamond or initial coin offerings from companies lacking experienced teams or unique ideas. So apparently, anyone with a unique idea is most likely not a scammer. It's a good metric. I like that. And of course, this is great, right? So he Picks a screenshot from Ledger. Scam warning. Multiple sites claim to let you collect Bitcoin Diamond. They'll steal your assets. Never enter your mnemonic into a third-party site. Now, indeed, that is some good advice, not to enter your mnemonic into a third-party website. That's not a bad idea. But the truth of the matter is that the fact that people are scamming you with a shitcoin has nothing to do with this person trying to essentially trying to grift you into using a compromised wallet so that they can steal all your tokens. So this is the thing, right? They're pointing at this other scam, which we see all the time, right? The scammers point at the other scam and say, that's a scam, so that way you fall for their scam. Anyways, it's pretty awful. Investors must register to one of over 100 cryptocurrency exchanges. So here, this is where the grifter is introducing the complexity that kind of makes you want to second guess doing all of this. Cryptocurrency exchanges are essentially online marketplaces for cryptocurrencies where users can buy and sell. Research is needed in this step as well to identify which exchanges are trustworthy and reliable. Spoiler alert, none of them are trustworthy. Some of them are somewhat reliable, but you should never be keeping your Bitcoin on an exchange, period. Even the most popular exchanges, such as Coinbase, frequently go down as a result of high traffic. Coinbase was even recently accused of insider trading. So what he's doing with the article, right, is, as you can see, he is building up the fact that you can't trust anyone. Got to be very careful. And he is the truth teller exposing all of this, right? That would be like me exposing all of these shitcoin scams and then telling you to buy my token. It's the exact same thing. It's no different than this, except we swap token for a hardware wallet where I steal all your funds. Like that's, these people are terrible. Anyways, investors need to purchase one of the 3 coins listed from an exchange that sells them for USD. So keep in mind, this is going back to 2017. Most of the exchanges did not have very many tokens. And essentially, he's just talking about, I think, Bitcoin. Yeah, here we go. Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Litecoin. Anyways, they need to transfer that balance to an exchange that sells the coin they actually want to invest in and make a second trade. On top of all this, getting approved to buy in individual exchanges can take months. So look, I signed up to multiple exchanges during the 2017-2018 timeframe. It never took me more than 24 or 48 hours to get an approval on an exchange. So I don't know what this guy's talking about. But again, he is just setting up the grift so that he comes across as the trustworthy source, so that when you go and decide to buy his crappy preloadedwallets.com, you're doing it in confidence, right? You're getting grifted in confidence. Finally, there's also the inherent risk of online exchanges being hacked. As he sells you a hacked wallet. This famously happened, and this is great. He cites Mt. Gox. This famously happened to the former popular exchange, Mt. Gox, in 2011-2013. In this hack, roughly 630,000 Bitcoin, now worth over $8 billion, were stolen from users. He is painting the most dire picture in order to try to steal your coins. This part, I think, is absolutely hilarious. I don't know how many people actually looked at it, but take a look. So in the middle of the article, there's an ad, right, for preloaded wallets. And look at this. Launched just 2 weeks ago. This article is from 2017. Preloaded wallets has sold over 30 wallets and has 100% positive customer review. So, wouldn't brag about that. Immediately, this individual is attempting to gain as much trust as possible, as soon as possible, right? Because the key is to get you not to think, right? So you place the fear, okay? You make the person think that terrible things are going to happen if they don't follow you. You show them examples of these terrible things, and then you go in, right? You go in for the kill shot, metaphorical kill shot, where, hey, you get them to buy the piece of hardware that will ultimately rug pull them for everything they have. Anyways. Preloaded Wallets is recently launched San Francisco startup that sells Ledger Nano S cryptocurrency hardware wallets preloaded with 4 of the most popular coins. Which coins? Only coins. This is great. Only coins that have demonstrated potential for massive growth. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, and Litecoin. Anyways, Ethereum, Ripple, and Litecoin have, regardless of the fact that this is obviously not preloaded with any shitcoins at all. This is just a grift, right? Bitcoin is the only real asset here, number one. Number two, Ethereum since 2017, I think we're going on 6 years, has failed to make an all-time high against Bitcoin. Ripple is clearly a pump and dump. Just simply put up the XRP BTC pair and you will see a pump and dump pattern from the beginning of time. And Litecoin was famously dumped by Charlie Lee at its all-time high. And Charlie was such a master of dumping Litecoin that his bag holders actually cheered for him dumping his bags. And they're all sitting there broke today, pleased, of course, that Charlie Lee, the creator of Litecoin, has walked away. I can't even make this shit up. Anyways, all right. So, not that has anything to do with the wallet, but it just goes to show that the space is so rife with grifters. It's insane. Anyways, for customer security, here we go. Okay, so they're looking out for your security. They keep no records of PINs or recovery phrases. So your PIN is actually that's actually something that you configure on your device. So they shouldn't have access to your PIN or your recovery phrase anyways. So this is not for customer security. That's something that no hardware wallet should do. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Ledger does this little backup recovery service now, which does expose more of your information. So that's crappy. So another fail for Ledger. But yeah, the point is that this is not a security announcement. This is not an announcement that you should be like, oh, wow, good on them. No, the guy's just a grifter and he's just pretending to be looking out for your safety. So for customer security, they don't keep the PIN or recovery phrases and provide instructions on how to unload and reset the hardware wallets via a detailed printout included with every order. So they're looking out for your safety and they're providing you instructions. As if this wasn't a red flag, I just want to point out that they've got the picture of the Ledger with the Ripple logo. So, I mean, Ripple is one of the most ultimate grifts in this space. So I actually find it kind of fitting that they're using that logo. Anyways, we also teach newcomers how to buy cryptocurrency from exchanges directly and how to best protect their existing investments. Preloaded wallets are not for everyone. No. He's right. They are not for everyone. They are for no one, especially for those confidently buying cryptocurrencies themselves. That's right. I'm going to repeat that. So preloaded wallets are especially not for those confidently buying cryptocurrencies themselves. However, we strongly believe that cryptocurrency is for everyone. It's good little, I don't know what he tried to do there, but that was just weird. He doesn't want you to know too much. So essentially what he's doing is he's making sure, like, look, if you understand what you're doing, stay the fuck away from this. But if you don't understand what you're doing, then you have come to the right place. That's terrible. Please follow us on social media and contact us with any feedback or questions. Right now on Twitter, we're giving away 100 XRP worth over $110 USD to one lucky winner on New Year's Day. The irony of this, it's like not found. It's great. It's great. The link is dead there. Anyways, and here you go. It's the article from Justin Farber. The same Justin Farber, who's the founder of the preloaded wallet. So anyways, very smart grift from 2017. Hopefully nobody falls for this shit today. Psychotrain, I hope your friend, he's very, number one, Psychotrain, your friend is very lucky to have you and that you were looking into this. Not very, very many people would not be so lucky. So yeah. He should maybe get you some supper or something like that, you know? Who knows? But look, that was a pretty sophisticated grift back in 2017 that most noobs wouldn't have caught on to. What's really scary is that exact letter, that exact grift is here 5 years later. So now, so you might be saying, like, Phil, you know, like how could somebody steal your coins from that wallet? So I was looking through the thread, and I think the most plausible thing is that essentially that wallet is part of a multi-sig, and you would only have, and I believe it's loaded with essentially with bum firmware as well, right? Some type of hacked firmware, but essentially what would happen is that wallet would be one of the three keys and the hacker would have the other two. I mean, to me, that seems like the most reasonable explanation, but either way, regardless of what type of sophisticated hack this is or unsophisticated hack, no one is going to give you a preloaded wallet. Okay, number one. Number two, Ledger, regardless of the fact that their hardware may be secure or may be well made, they've had so many blunders at this point that I mean, look, I feel terrible saying this, but you can't recommend them. Like, I've never recommended Ledger to anybody. I don't care how easy it is to use or whatever. I just, there's been way too many horror stories with ledgers. So yeah, I don't make any recommendations about ledgers. What I do tell people to is I tell people to look into wallets like a Cold Card, like Foundation Devices. Take a look at the Trezor. Take a look at the Jade. Okay. There's also, if you want to do something entirely do it yourself, you could take a look at the Seed Signer. Okay. Actually, speaking of do it yourself, there's also the Spectre hardware wallet. A lot of people thought that, well, I shouldn't say a lot of people, but some people thought that Spectre was only just a piece of software, like a software wallet or a multi-sig tool. No, they actually do have a piece of do-it-yourself hardware. You could buy the hardware already assembled, or you could buy yourself the ESP32 board, the barcode reader, and all of those pieces, and assemble it and load the software yourself. But the point is, okay, the point is that there are solutions, okay, and we are coming into essentially every bull market that Bitcoin goes through is like the biggest bull market that Bitcoin is going through. So right now, we are definitely gearing up for the most massive Bitcoin bull market that we've had. And I'm not trying to predict anything. I'm just basing on what I've seen on experience. Each bull market gets bigger and bigger. So it's the safe assumption that this bull market that's on its way will be the biggest one. And if you think for a second that the grifters aren't already watching, waiting, plotting, you are mistaken. They absolutely are. Okay. And in Bitcoin, right, there are no second chances, right? If we end up losing our coin, it's lost. I mean, there are some people who have managed to retrieve their coins from hackers, but it's few and far between. Okay, so the best advice I can give is stay vigilant. Okay, if you even have an inkling that something is wrong, don't continue entering your information. Take the extra time. If you see something strange, just, well, you know what? At the very least, reach out to the manufacturer. Okay? There's nothing wrong with that. You can always reach out to the manufacturer. What's the worst that they're going to tell you? Nope, you're fine. And then you get to say, oh, okay. It's worth it. It's worth it. Anyways, guys, this is just a sober reminder. The grifters aren't going anywhere. That does it for us today. That's our clip. Don't forget, like and subscribe, and I will catch you all tomorrow.